Hey guys, welcome this time to a tutorial. So what I did here is actually connect some LED lights and they synchronize with whatever's on the screen. It's not going to do sound, it's going to do basically just visuals. So depending on the colors on the screen, that's what you're going to see on the lights. So it's a lot easier than a lot of the other solutions that you're using LED blinky and all kinds of crap with Hyperspin. This basically just hooks up on the HDMI port and it goes from there. It's a little bit expensive. I use the Phillip Hue to do this. So you have to buy the LED strips, you have to buy a hub, and you have to buy an HDMI sync. In my case, I also had to actually get an extension. So it's an expensive solution. Goes probably for over 400 bucks. But yeah, it's a lot easier. So at least it has that for that. So yeah, let me actually show you what I can do. Right now it's on the Namco Hyperspin screen, and it's basically just synchronizing on whatever colors you have on the screen. So you see the LEDs at the bottom. So it has them going from the front and the back of the actual control panel. Let me show you a little bit closer. So I use some clamps. It's cable clamps usually. I put them through a vise to actually make them a little bit smaller because these lights are like 14 millimeters. Couldn't find a light that or a clamp that was actually that small. So these work pretty well. Corners were a little bit harder because it doesn't actually, you can't cut it at every inch or so like a lot of the other lights. You can only cut them at a certain distance. So I had to use some bigger cable clamps. That actually does work, but yeah, it's a little bit more difficult, that's all. Okay, so this is the setup. Now you see controllers are all connected with a USB charger, and they are all the actual USB-Cs modified, the actual PS4 controllers, but I guess that's for another tutorial. Anyway, so let's go back to the screen. And the first thing we'll actually check is the hub. So this needs to be connected on your wireless router. So if we go over here, basically this small thing over here, that's the actual hub. That basically connects on your router and then basically synchronizes the lights over the whole house. So you can have them on your arcade, you can have them anywhere you want. And basically this is required for the Philips Hues. Let's go back to the arcade and I'll show you guys how everything's hooked up. So it's a mess of cables, as you'll see over here. I'm sure there's a way to actually make this a lot cleaner, but probably very time consuming. And this works pretty well, so haven't dealt with too much with that. So these are two guides over here you need. This is the actual thing that synchronizes with your HDMI. Now, what I have here is also a switch. This is a USB 2.1 switch. This allows you to actually have higher than 4K 60 FPS, HDR and VRR, which doesn't probably mean anything for arcades, but if you're actually running PCs and you have pretty solid video card, in my case I have a 4090, you definitely want something like this. So basically what you do is you hook up the TV over to this this bad boy.
It was such a unique
or
thing.
Actually, you actually hook up the PC to this bad boy, then you hook up directly the actual TV to this, and then this goes to the actual sync over here on this connector. You can also select the actual second HDMI can actually be 4K 60 or 1080p 60, 120, sorry. So this goes straight on here, and this is what basically synchronizes to your colors and everything. So normally you would have like this guy getting the actual signal, and then you actually hook this up to your TV. The problem is, if you do that, you're stuck with 60 4K max, because this is not HDMI 2.1. This is, so this allows you to do this little trickery. This is, I think, 120 or something like that. So yeah, the price definitely goes up. It's a very expensive solution, but it's a lot easier. Once you set it up, you don't have to deal with like LED blinky or all kinds of crap. So that's basically the setup for this guy. Let me just show you the actual frame rate and all that stuff. So I have a Samsung TV, so this boy can actually show you the frame rate, which is kind of handy in some cases. So there you go, you got 120, you get HDR, and you get your VRR on, which is great because you can't do this with just the Phillip solution. This would actually be stuck at 60 FPS. You still have HDR, VRR, I'm not even sure if it actually supports it, probably, but you're still stuck with HDMI, whatever. It's definitely not the newest one. So yeah, this is basically how it's done. A little bit of a workaround, but again, don't have to deal with like dumb software that actually breaks down all the time and all kinds of problems. But anyway, that's basically the solution for this guy. So for fun, let's check on a few other wheels.
You just didn't compete with people directly.
Just get out of this menu over here.
But this one was literally like one person versus the other person.
Back into the PC.
The graphics.
And let's take a look at
effects, everything.
some other wheels. I think one cool one should be this shooter. Either this one, yeah. Okay. Okay. Sorry guys, I think I blocked you guys for a little while. So you see, everything's just synchronizes. Doesn't synchronize, of course, with the sound. You guess you could do that, but if you have, if you're running this like a PC with more, like most people, you have like external speakers. You're not using your TV sound speakers, so that wouldn't work really. It's just basically for the image. Unless if you want to use the speakers on the TV, I guess you could actually synchronize the sound as well. In my case, it's definitely not an option. So black screen, of course, it's not going to show much, but once the colors start changing, sorry guys, seeing some craziness happening with the lights. Okay, let's take a look at the other shooter wheel over here. So just wanted to actually do a quick video tutorial. I know it's pretty ghetto using your phone and everything. It's probably not very stabilized. Maybe at some point I'll do a little bit more professional stuff. For right now, yeah, I just wanted to get this out, so don't really care. No intro either, just very ghetto. Okay, so that's about it. If you guys have any questions, just let me know, put in the comments. I'll add also some of the actual things I actually used. So I'll link basically everything I've actually used to actually make this happen. And that's about it. You guys have a good afternoon or evening or whatever, depending where you are in the world. See you guys later. Bye.